Hey, it's a great day to be almost retired. So we just got back from an 11-day camping trip, had an outstanding time. The trailer did really well. And while we were out, there were just some things that I found that I wanted to share with first-time trailer buyers, or if you've purchased a trailer before, you know that going through the walkthrough or even looking at the trailer for the first time, there's so much to take in that things can get overlooked. And so I just wanted to point out some things for this 2610 ML. So the first thing is this trailer has a really nice decor. The door pulls are all the same all throughout, except for the pantry door has an actual handle. But all of the other ones have these aluminum handles. The handle maker did notch the handles to keep them from being sharp, but on the other end, they are incredibly sharp. As you can see, there's one right at shin level. As I've been talking, I rubbed up against that twice. Not enough to skin me, but it's pretty sharp. Both Angie and I found more than once that as you're going to reach, that they're pretty sharp. So we will probably be replacing all of these handles with knobs. It looks really nice, but they're a little bit dangerous for us. This is a queen size bed, a residential queen size bed. I love how it has the cubby here with the 120 and USB inside. But as you can see, I'm right up against it. And you know, you expect that with a trailer. The one thing that I found is that the trim piece here is very sharp. It looks really nice, but in a sleeping area where you roll over and your elbow gets that, which mine did several times, I ended up stuffing a pillow down beside the mattress here to protect myself from both that and in this area with the drawers. I would roll over in the middle of the night and put my arm out and wake myself up hitting these sharp corners. I don't know that there's anything that we could do about it. I'll probably just keep stuffing a pillow in there. As I mentioned before, this is a residential queen. It's a Serta mattress. The mattress itself was fine. We have a topper on it, and so it was comfortable for the entire trip that we had. The one thing is the support for the mattress itself sitting over this storage is about 6 inches short from the mattress. So when you sit on the edge of the bed, it pulls down. It's also short on both sides. So it's just a 3/8 inch plywood. So I think that I'm going to cut my own here and extend it out past out to the edge of the mattress just to give it a little bit more support. So number 4 on my list was the heating. The trip that we just took, I'm going to put some videos up for it. We went to one area that was in Washington State that was about 90 degrees, and so we used the AC, which was great. And then we went over to Idaho, and it was down in the 50s. And we used the heat, which was nice. So the two observations that I had about the heat were that the back of the trailer is hot. The front of the trailer where the room is, it doesn't get any heat up there. So right now I'm standing in the back. The furnace is under the sink, and along with all the ducting that comes out of it, there's a heater vent right there, and then right inside the bathroom there's a heater vent. Those two blow incredibly hot. Then 4 or 5 feet away there's another heater vent. So these 3 vents here and here heat up the back of this trailer very hot. So if you're in the bathroom standing at the sink or using the toilet or just standing getting out of the shower, that vent there, even though it has a rotating grate, that burns. And I'm not exaggerating, it got so hot that I had to put a towel temporarily over it just to keep from burning my legs. And when you're out here at the at the sink, it's the exact same thing. These vents just get really hot. So the issue with the design for their heating is that you have the 3 vents down on that end that completely cook that end of the trailer. And then in the bedroom, you have a single vent down beside the door here that barely blows any warm air at all. In fact, it's pretty cool. So it gets a little bit awkward at night when you're trying to set the temperature in a bedroom where it's cold and it heats up all this area back here before this area gets warm. So you could sleep with the door open and it normalizes somewhat, but I just don't understand the design of this, having 3 really, really short runs from the furnace. And I'm sure there's nothing that they could do about it, but it feels like the venting down to the bedroom isn't insulated, and so you're getting cold air pushed into this bedroom area. Okay, now we get to number 5, which is the slide out. So this is an awesome design. Love this area. The one thing that I don't understand is why when they made this slide out, they had 6 inches of front area here instead of bringing the cabinets out to this. So when you're cooking at the stove, you're 6 inches away, and it isn't that big of a deal, except that you constantly kick that step. Angie had a little bit of a foot issue, and so she kept accidentally either stepping awkwardly on the edge of this front part or kicking it. So I've mentioned in a previous video that we really wanted to get recliners here instead of a couch. On the last trip, we loved having these. We were able to use the TV. It was rainy, so we spent a lot of time inside and we're watching some of our TV shows. And loved this. The one thing that I found that is a major pain for me, literally, the arm of the chair is against the trim piece of the slide out. So there were a couple of times where I would have my hand up here and kick the chair down. But when you do that, I pinched my finger. I don't know if they spec'd the chair to fit this opening or if they had the opening and then went and found the chair, but it's about 1 inch too wide on both sides. The other side isn't quite as bad. It doesn't stick out as far, but on the side that I sit on, there's no space between the chair going out and that trim piece. So the other thing that I was thinking about is that even if I can avoid getting my finger pinched, that is a wear point for this chair. So I could see the fabric getting ripped or rubbed. But we definitely love the chairs. They're comfortable enough for a trailer, and being directly across from the TV was perfect. So the last thing that I wanted to point out, the trailer has some pretty good lighting. There are 8 LED lights in the ceiling, but none directly above the table. So for us, when we play games, we sit at the table and neither one of us could see our cards that we're playing with. So I went on Amazon and I found a 2-pack of LED lights, and they just run through this cabinet into an AC adapter that I'll show you here in a second. The cool thing about these lights are they either have one side or you could do both sides. So I made the one side opposite, so on the outside of each side, and it ended up being the perfect amount of extra light for our for the table here. So I have the light coming up over on that end, and it came with a connector that I used over on that end. I'm going to be soldering and using heat shrink to finish that. And then over on this side, I have both of them wire nutted. So again, going to be soldering this, make it a more permanent solution. And then I bought this AC plug separately to power both of these. So I'll put the lights and the AC adapter in the description, and check them out. They worked out really well. They weren't that expensive. All right, thanks for checking in. Hope that some of these things helped you in your search for your next trailer. We are going to be putting up quite a few videos coming up with all of our recent trips, and hope that you check those out. But we will see you next time. Thanks again. Bye.